Hey guys, how y'all doing? Just real quick, I want to make a video about football. I know some of you will get this, some of you may not, but it's important. I feel like God's telling me to do this because tonight I just watched my team, San Francisco, win against Green Bay. Great game. But what I'm going to tell you about this is definitely spiritual, and it's pretty cool. And so here we go. So my entire life I've been a big fan. I knew all the players as a kid. My favorite player was Jerry Rice growing up. I could tell you the starters, I could tell you the backups to the starters, I could tell you the backups to the starters, all the coaches, and even all the way across the league. I knew every player, knew their stats. I mean, you name it, their jersey numbers, you name it, I could tell you anything about the game. So, I mean, I had jerseys, you name it. As a kid, there was nothing wrong with that. As a teenager, nothing wrong with that either. But when I got my relationship right with God, when I found God and what God was truly all about, man, it was like something in me slowly started to change. Like I started realizing how not important these things are. I had made them an important part of my life. Like I was proud that I knew all this stuff about the game. I was proud to share, you know, the fact that I knew like players that nobody else had ever heard of. And then when I found God, I realized, oh man, I have made an idol of this. I have made this out to be an idol. It's something that you're supposed to. I mean, if you love sports, great, you can love sports. But if sports or anything for that matter takes the place of God, then it absolutely is an idol. There can be no question about it. It is an idol. So what I'm trying to say is, there's nothing wrong with loving things. There's nothing wrong with having. There's nothing wrong with having something that you really, really like to do. Like say you're really big into like playing, games, or you really like to build a car, something like that. As long as God is always first in your life, then that doesn't matter. But I'll tell you what, with me, I've started to realize over the like past 10 years that I love the game. I love watching my favorite team, but I really don't know any of the players anymore. I don't really know what's really going on around the league anymore. And during tonight's game, I watched the whole game, but the entire time I couldn't help but think about what really was important to me, and how I'm trying to do things a certain way to please God and to get my life right, and it's just a far cry from the person that I used to be. And so I sometimes, like, I'll turn the game on if I catch highlights or whatnot, and I'll see like all the fans in the stands. Fantastic. I love that people are passionate about stuff. That's great. But then sometimes I'll see fans that are like front row, and they'll be decked out in like crazy attire and face paint, and in my spirit, I'm not judging anybody, I promise, but in my spirit I feel like, is this worship? Are we worshiping this game that we're watching? Maybe we are, maybe we're not, I don't know, but it feels that way. And so for me, it's at that point, for me, it would be an unhealthy relationship with what I love. Like, you can love things, but you can't ever let it be more than your love for this. If it is, then it's an idol. It is something that has taken the place of what God is. And people don't like to hear that. They don't want to hear that, but it is the truth. And the reason why it's the truth is because God created you. He created you to worship and love Him first. So you are supposed to He's supposed to be first in your life. And if that's not the case, then you have an idol in your life. But the whole time I'm watching this game, all I could think about was this. This is how I fight my battles. And I encourage you as a viewer of this channel to, if you have things that you are attached to, that you have things that have taken the place of God, you need to identify those things and maybe take a step back from them. It doesn't matter how much you love them or not. You can still love a lot of these things, but you just got to be careful with what is the most important thing in your life. So anyways, hope that message reaches you well. I hope it's understandable. If it's not, let me know. Hope you guys are having a great night, and I'm sorry if this is too long. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon.